Mr. Speaker, will you please call the House to order?
The bill is passed.
We'd like to get a budget that represents the interests of the people who are standing here with me now.
To be part of the struggle to achieve a better society for
We want to
all.
build stronger neighborhoods, vibrant communities, and make New York a more affordable place to raise a family. Welcome to Assembly Update. I'm Assemblyman Santabarbara, representing the 111th Assembly District, which includes Montgomery County, parts of Schenectady County, and parts of Albany County. Today, we're going to be talking about science and technology and the first LEGO League, which is an amazing, amazing program. They just had a competition in Amsterdam. And joining me are members of the Duanesburgers Team. Joining me here, we have Isabel Acevedo. Hello, Isabel. Okay, and we have Paul Larrabee, who's also a participant from Burn Knox Westerlo.
Hello.
Isabel is from Duanesburg, and we have your standing behind you, your coach and your mentor, Coach Walt Silva. Just to give a little wave there.
Yep.
And Matt Safi, who is the team mentor, and Matt works at Knowles Atomic Power Laboratory. In Schenectady County as well. So we thank you both for being here. I'm not sure if the mics are going to pick up anything, but definitely happy to have you here, and thank you for the work you did with the team. But let's get into it. Let's get into the first LEGO League competition. You both were participants, and it's a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
So what'd you think of the competition?
It was pretty fun, but during a little part, I had to scramble around. We had stuff to do, and just constantly we were checking the scores and trying to get to what we had to do the entire time through the competition. But it was pretty fun altogether.
And this is a robotics competition. So you're essentially building a robot.
Yes, it's
and you're starting from pretty much from scratch.
well, they give us a base model to assemble. Then they basically say, all right, find what you think is the best idea to do. And well, we wanted to incorporate a touch sensor. Or no, color sensor, but oh my goodness, that was such a pain, because the first idea was that to keep it in the front, that way it could be able to go forward. But to space it in there, I already had a touch sensor going, so if it smashed into something, a panel would touch the touch sensor and it'd tell it back away. But they wanted the color sensor right where the touch sensor was. It spent like a whole class trying to put it in there, and yeah, it didn't work. So I was getting pretty frustrated in there.
And this is sort of a different kind of learning than what you would do in the classroom. It's just a hands-on learning. Tell us how is it different? I mean, obviously you're doing things, but you're also part of a team, and you're learning some things along the way besides the project, building the robot.
Well, you learn how to separate things into parts, so that way people in your team can do one part, you can do another part, and the other people can do another. So, and in there we had to do there's some explaining things we had to do. We had to do the order and the way we were going to accomplish the missions and a robot run for gathering points. And then there was one where we had to explain the robot's design. And then one where we had to have a poster. So we created the poster, and we had to explain it. So, and we split the team. So me and her, Isabel here, who can't see.
Isabel.
Well, and we can't. We were trying to do the robot design. So we basically went on the whole mechanisms and what the sensors did. So that way we could tell what was going on and how we could tell them what we did.
Isabel, so you were part of the first planning of this. You worked with your other team members. How many members were on the team?
I think 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
Okay. And what'd you think of did you get to know each other as a team as time went on?
At first, we didn't really know each other that well, but then at the end, we started learning more about each other.
And when you got to the competition, that you felt like everybody knew each other and you were ready to do the competition.
We're like a big family.
A big family, yes, that's exactly right. And that's the way it works, on an engineering team in real life. I'm sure your mentor has told you that that's how it works in the real world. You develop a team, and these are skills that you're learning in school. It's just wonderful to see. So the day of the competition, were you excited?
Really excited.
And let's describe the competition itself, because you had to do some things, right? You had to build the robot, but you got to be able to do some things along the way. What were some of the things the robot had to do?
I don't really remember.
How about the push sensor? What do we do with the push sensor? Remember we had to push the items so we could get the recyclable to come down. Remember the gear?
And what were some of the other? How did you feel you stacked up against some of the other projects? Because there was other robots you were competing against, right? Other schools. How'd you feel your robot compared? Did you learn some things from some of the other models you saw?
Yeah, some of them, there was one that had this entire box of like different things. They were, once the robot did one thing, they quickly swap it out, take off a piece, put on another, and then they send it right back out. It was just amazing to see that they had this entire box and they chose to spend their time that way. But we came in second in the robot run for gaining points through different missions. There was, for example, there was one where you had to turn a crank and it'd sort different sizes of Lego, I want to say kind of like tubes, but it'd slide into different bins, and we sorted them in there from telling what to do, which ones we were going to do, we were ranking them from easy, hard, and medium, and the easy ones were the quickest, so we decided to do mostly easy and one medium, and it was pretty fun, but it was nerve-wracking because we had 2 minutes to do it all.
And along the way, of course, this takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, and you learn a lot of things. How much time did you spend, Isabel? Maybe you can answer this. How much time did you have to spend actually working as a team? And and I know we got some pictures we're going to share where you had some practice time too before the competition. But how much of that happened? How much time did you feel like you had enough time, or did you feel like this was something that your team got a lot out of spending time on this robot?
I'm not really sure.
And did you think that the team, the time you spent together was, discussing? You had some practice sessions. I know we're going to share some pictures in a second here, but you had some practice. What were you talking about in those little huddles that you had? Jonathan, you want to answer?
We were trying to.
We're seeing the pictures now. This is the team. This is the team, right?
Yes, we were deciding on the sequence to do things because we had to program all of what it wanted to do.
Oh, and this was the award ceremony. You guys came in second place, right?
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
During there, in one of the huddles, we had to decide what order we were going to do everything in, and I think I missed one because I was a little bit off on what we were going to do, and I realized during when we were due for the second run of the robot run that we didn't have the one program that I thought we were going to do, so I was trying to rush to get the one program set in. Yeah, we had to get everything right.
And when we showed some of those some team huddles, but we also showed the day of the awards ceremony.
Yes.
So you got second place. All right.
Yeah,
So.
but we didn't make it far enough because it's. So we went from the regionals, which was the one just shown, to the one where it was going to be where all the second place winners go into basically a giant stew pot. They take all the scores, and then the one with the highest goes to the state. And then after that, it'd go to national, I think. And then it would be in St. Louis, and everyone would have been there. Yeah, one of our teammates, Adam, he was kind of hoping for that, though. But
Well, some of the things you learned this time, and let me ask you this: are you interested enough, or are you going to do this again?
yes, I'm totally doing
Isabel,
this
you going to
again.
try this again?
Maybe. I'm not really sure.
And Paul, you feel like you've learned some things along the way?
Yeah, before, I really didn't know a whole lot of people. The only person I knew in this whole thing was a person who was on a different team. So I was kind of like, how's this going to work out? But it was kind of fun the way you did all, some days you'd be trying to figure out how to do something, trial and error doing that. And then other times you'd be figuring out, all right, what are we going to do and how are we going to get this done?
And what are some of the, let me ask you this now, you've gone through, this is your second competition.
Yes.
What are some of the things you might do differently next time? Would you start different? Would you do some things, what are some of the things you might do a little bit differently?
I think we need to plan our time better during the robot runs, because we did best on the first group, but that was with all the experienced people on it. But then the next two, including me and her, and our teammates Adam and darn, I can't.
Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph. We kept going slow, lost more points back and forth. There was more errors. So I'm thinking that maybe we need to put it so that one experienced person. Then now, since we're all really experienced, I guess it worked better.
But you could teach other teammates, new members that want to come on the team. Isabel, anything you would do differently starting off if you did this again?
Well, if I did it again, I think that we could have done it a little better, because we were trying to hurry in that 2 minutes, because 2 minutes not very long.
Right, it goes by pretty quick, right? And I know we have your coach and we have your mentor here. How often did you have to how often did you get stuck where you had to say, hey, I need some help here? Was it more guidance, or were they directly involved in some of the work? Did you kind of go off on your own until you needed help?
I think it was more guidance related, but certain times, yes, we did need a lot of help.
You got to a point where you needed some help and you say, hey, how do I get to the next step?
Yeah.
But for the most part, you were kind of learning on your own as a team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isabel, you feel the same way? You got to participate as a team until you needed help?
Yeah.
And this competition, I know, involves a lot of skill, a lot of learning. How did you figure out how you're going to control the robot? How did the mechanisms get put into place? Is that something where you worked on it as a team, where you had to input, the controls to it? Do you come up with that part too?
Yeah. Well, what we did was we split basically, because we had two robots. Like one, if it was a backup in case, because apparently earlier on when it was their first, they left a robot in the car and the axle broke. So they were kind of scrambling to get it done. So you had two, and then Adam and Caleb, another teammate, and a couple others. I'm only saying that because I can't, I hate me. But they were coming up with different ideas. I had the one idea to have the push sensor right there and have a plate smack into it. But then they came up, because we wanted to add ultrasonic sensor, and we didn't know what to do with the color sensor. So they came up with to put the color sensor on the back, so that way for the challenges we just swap it around, so we'd send it backwards. And that sent a couple problems with the programming. We had to swap everything that was forward to go backward. But
And this is, I know we've shared some pictures, but more information. This is part of the Schoharie Mohawk Initiative for Science and Technology. I just want to give out the website. It's, I think we're going to flash it up. Yep, www.smistny.org. For people watching, want to learn more about this, want to be on the team. Maybe we can grow the team and get some new members on it. Wouldn't that be wonderful, Isabel?
That would be wonderful.
And I want to congratulate you on all your work. And I know this is not an easy thing to do. It's hard to work on this kind of technology and learn it as you go, but you've done it, and you did a fantastic job of it. So I congratulate you. I know your team is not all here, so how about we give a little wave to the team watching? Let's give a little wave.
Haha, we're on TV.
All right. We can see the coach and the mentor here too as well. All right. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for the work you're doing with the kids to learn science and technology, 21st century learning. This is what it's all about. These programs are wonderful. As an engineer, I can tell you this is the hands-on learning is the best learning. And your team did it. Duanesburger. Let's hear it for Duanesburger, right?
Yep.
Woohoo.
So we're gonna take a short break. We're gonna have another team on in a little while. And then we'll have them wave out to you during the show. So stick with us here. We're going to talk more about the first Lego League.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start.
That's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it.
I know. Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.